YouTube is really in trouble here. Even though YouTube is in trouble here, people will probably forget about this in a few days if they haven't forgotten about it already. People here don't forget things easily, nor do they get distracted easily. But oh, look, a squirrel. I know I've already made a video last week about this, but I do want to make another video here because a bit of new information came out since I filmed my last video. I really hope you enjoy this video, and I want you to let me know more information about this if there is something that I missed. I'm going to leave the comment section open on this video for as long as I can, and I'm going to include my Discord link in the video description if you choose to share any links about this. Then Discord is the place to share. If you do want to give your opinion about this, regardless of whether you know about the situation or not, please feel free to let me know in the comment section of this video or over on Discord. I really do look forward to hearing from you. Please let me know what you think. Lastly, before I get started, I wish to say that I know my last video regarding JacksFilms and SssniperWolf was over an hour long, almost an hour and a half long. And I know the video does cover a lot of what happened before. Now, I do not know how long this video will be. Don't look down there at the timestamp. But like I said, I don't know how long this video will be, but I am saying that I'm attempting to cover more information about what happened without going too much into detail about things that I have covered before. If you want some backstory on all the information I found out, please feel free to go check out the other video that I filmed last week. As I said before, I do want to hear from you. Feel free to let me know what you think, either in the comments section of this video or over on my Discord. I've actually had a few people join my Discord recently, and I do make an attempt to check out both the comments section of all my videos and the conversations that are happening over on my Discord. Feel free to let me know what you think. I'll do my best to respond to whatever you have to say. Even if you're not a person who does a lot of communication, my Discord is an amazing place for people. At least that's what I want it to be. I do have a lot of different notifications set up for my videos and a few videos for my friends. I have a bot set up that allows the users of my Discord to catch Pokemon. I even have polls that I run on my channel, my Discord page, that give all of you a chance to tell me what to release on this channel. I am also open to suggestions as well, so if you have any suggestions on what I can do on my Discord or even on one of my YouTube channels, please feel free to let me know what you think I could add to the Discord or film for one of these channels to make this a better place for everybody. Now, as I said before, I already covered who JacksFilms and SssniperWolf are in a previous video. But for those of you who don't know about these people and haven't seen my last video about JacksFilms or SssniperWolf, A, go check it out. B, I'm still going to do a quick summary of those two people and who they are. And like I said, I've already covered who they are in more detail in a previous video, but I do still want to cover just so you have context for this video. Now, JacksFilms is an OG YouTuber. He started out on YouTube as a skit channel where he made skits poking fun of infomercials, and moved on to a few other skits, and then started series called Your Grammar Sucks, where he makes fun of comments that are so abhorrently bad that you can barely understand them, if at all. He also has a Q&A series called Jackask. In most to all of his videos, he's a smartass. SssniperWolf started as a quote-unquote gamer. She was caught stealing her significant other's Call of Duty footage, fake reacting and pretending that she was playing the game. And then, after a while, she faked an apology video and switched her channel to a React channel, where she stole people's footage, did a fake reaction of that footage, and got called out by JacksFilms. Now, here's the thing. When she was called out by JacksFilms, she then doxed JacksFilms by taking pictures of his house and sharing them to 5.5 million followers, and he said, "Come outside to handle things like adults." To make a long story short, this whole whatever that ended with SssniperWolf doxing JacksFilms all started with SssniperWolf making crappy reaction videos where she wound up not giving credit to the original video makers and sometimes even stole their jokes, all while barely giving any reaction to the videos. In fact, she put just enough of a reaction to be able to call herself a reaction channel. Then JacksFilms made a channel where he posted videos reacting to her videos, all while giving constructive criticism and a bit of his smart-ass commentary on top of that as well. At that point, SssniperWolf had enough of the problem with JacksFilms using her content and reacting to it. Keep in mind, she started doing that before JacksFilms reacted to her. But she had enough of an issue with what JacksFilms was doing, where she decided to go on his house, share his address with millions of followers, and doxing JacksFilms. And she said, "Come outside and handle this like adults," which is a thinly veiled threat. To make a long story short, SssniperWolf started doing something to other people that was cheap, and she started making money from it. JacksFilms started doing the same thing that she was doing, but he did it to her, which she didn't like. And she showed up at his house, doxed him, and said, "Come outside, we'll handle this like adults." Meaning, I'll fight you. Now, I know I have covered this in my previous videos, or video about JacksFilms and SssniperWolf, but I covered it in a lot more detail in that video. I wish to say that I will not go into more detail about the whole situation in this video, but I will also say that if you want me to go into more detail about everything that's happened, let me know in the comments or over on Discord. If you want to check out my previous video about it, I'm going to try and include a link to that video in the video description here. The last thing I want to say about this topic right now before I move on is that if any of you have any information about what happened, please feel free to let me know. I may not enjoy making videos about topics like this, but the comments section will show me that you want to see more videos about this topic if you let me know down there. I am more than willing to make a video about topics that draw attention like this from viewers. Now, I do realize that by itself, doxing tends to be on that edge of, is it legal, is it not? But generally speaking, may not be illegal based off of where somebody lives. If the information exposed lies within the public domain and it was obtained using legal methods. That being said, depending on your jurisdiction, doxing may fall foul of laws designed to fight stalking, harassment, and threats. Although it is against YouTube's terms of service, YouTube said it was issuing a temporary monetization suspension to the creator SssniperWolf, known as Aliyah Shalesh, on the platform after allegations that she doxed JacksFilms. This means that instead of suspending SssniperWolf for doxing JacksFilms and making statements which are essentially threats, YouTube was like, oh well, she doxed somebody, she violated somebody's safety. We'll continue to give her a platform where she can violate that policy again because she makes us money. Essentially, what that breaks down to is that she violated somebody's privacy and their safety. And all YouTube did was say, oh well, there's nothing we can do, it's just our terms of service that you broke, but there's nothing we can do about it. The ironic thing is that if the roles were reversed, and if JacksFilms did that to SssniperWolf, or if anyone else did that, the ban hammer would have been brought down by YouTube. This means that SssniperWolf is still able to make videos, including making videos where she potentially doxes more people, even if she can't make money from those videos currently. This means that there's also a chance that YouTube will allow her to make money again in the future, since it was only a temporary monetization ban and not a permanent monetization ban. Having said that, YouTube's response and the fact that YouTube still allows her to make videos on her channel is concerning to me, because she has the ability to give out the address of the people who do the same thing she does and people who respond to her channel. The fact that she did this at all is very concerning to me, but the fact that YouTube is still allowing her to make videos at the time I'm recording this, even if she doesn't make money for it, the fact that YouTube is allowing her to make money, or to make videos at the time I'm recording this, is still very concerning as well. Most to all of the people I know take their privacy very seriously. And most of the people I know don't even want to be on camera for that very reason. I am one of the people who will not only try to respect my own privacy, but I try to respect other people's privacy as well. The fact that SssniperWolf got away with essentially violating someone else's privacy by showing where they live is not something I agree with, nor is it something that I would ever consider as a legitimate course of action. even if I dislike somebody, and even if I do consider giving out somebody's address, I will not do that. Here's the fun part. As I said before, here's the fun part. As I said before, if the roles were reversed, and if somebody wound up giving out her address, YouTube would have banned that person in a heartbeat. On that note, YouTube's tweets in response to what JacksFilms said tell me that they don't care. Their first tweet was essentially making a joke about how they were going to make a response video to what happened to JacksFilms. And their second tweet not only said that half-assedly that SssniperWolf was in the wrong, but also implied that JacksFilms was in the wrong. I think that the only reason YouTube even said anything is because so many people made such a huge stink about it when it was happening. She makes money for YouTube. Of course they're gonna continue to allow her to make videos. It doesn't matter what she does, she still makes a lot of money for the company, right? So that means she can get away with it, right? Of course, they're only going to temporarily suspend the monetization on her videos. It's just a matter of time before they actually reinstate the monetization on her videos, if they haven't already done so by the time this video gets released. If you want to be above the law, all you have to do is be a beautiful girl who can make a bunch of money for the company, then you can get away with anything. For the record here, and for those of you who can't detect sarcasm, that was a joke. I will admit women are amazing people, but they're not above the law, and they're not above any other rules. Just because a woman has good looks, whether it's because of natural good looks or because of surgery, no woman should be above the law. The laws and YouTube's terms of service are there for a reason, and they should be followed by everyone. Doxing is supposedly against YouTube's terms of service. So is making threats. YouTube has people who can come down with the ban hammer. And the only reason they do not come down with the ban hammer on SssniperWolf is because SssniperWolf makes the company a lot of money. And the only reason they only put a temporary monetization restriction on her channel is because she makes them a lot of money. Money makes the world go round, and money is all that people care about. I'll admit, I've done some stupid things in the past, because that's what it means to be human. But I was also brought up to have enough respect for people to where I don't dox them or make threats that I can't back up. JacksFilms has used Twitter so he can bring all of this up to YouTube. And it took JacksFilms a bunch of people bitching, or it took JacksFilms gathering a bunch of people complaining about YouTube before YouTube finally released its first statement. And that statement was, let's make a react video about it. When they finally released the official statement, they not only blamed SssniperWolf, but took some of the blame off of her by blaming JacksFilms in addition. Yeah, that sounds like some good advice. Victim blaming is a real sound piece of advice. Victim blaming always turns out well and doesn't sound like abuse in any way at all. So now we have a nut job psycho abuser who will eventually start making money again on YouTube, even though she violated the terms of service. if she hasn't started making money already off of YouTube. All because the people in charge are just as psycho and abusive as her. This shit needs to change. I'm tired of videos about SssniperWolf and JacksFilms showing up in my YouTube feed, and I'm tired of other deadbeat YouTubers showing up in my YouTube feed as well. Why do you think so many people are switching off of YouTube and creating their own streaming sites? It's because of the shit like what's being pulled by other YouTubers and the higher-ups in YouTube corporate. They allow all of this shit until people make a stink about it. Then once people stop making a stink about it, things then go back to how they used to be before people started making a stink. I want to clarify that I'm not making this video for clout. Yes, I know I'm talking about something that a lot of people were talking about. I don't really care about the clout that comes along with talking about topics like this. I'm simply making this video because I wanted to share my opinion on what happened, and I also wanted to share my concerns. If you noticed, this video is probably quite a bit shorter than my other video about this topic, but at the same time, I'm not sure if it will be. This is because I wanted to focus more on my opinions and concerns in this video, instead of covering who JacksFilms and SssniperWolf are. If you want a more thorough and detailed description about who they are, like I said before, check out my other video where I talk more about JacksFilms and SssniperWolf. I wish I didn't have to make a video like this, because I would have hoped that the safety and security of the people using YouTube, whether it's content creators or viewers, would have been YouTube's biggest concern. I think it's very unfortunate, but I'm seriously considering my safety and security here when it comes to using YouTube, especially since this thing has happened to me. When I had the doxing issue happen to me before, I tried reporting it and got literally no response. I had to close my previous channel and wait some time before I started making YouTube videos again under a different name. I just hope this gets resolved in a way where I don't need to worry about this as much in the future. I do realize that I have been talking about this topic for a long time, especially since this is the second video in the past week and a half that I've recorded for this topic. Second video in about a week that I've actually released to all of you. I'm unable to put into words how unsafe this whole situation makes me feel, especially when other people are able to get away with the same things that SssniperWolf has been able to get away with. As I keep repeating, my safety and my security are both a big concern of mine. The only reason I'm talking about this in as much detail as I am is due to several reasons. The first is because this happened to JacksFilms and his wife Erin. The second reason is because this happened to me as well. The third reason is that I've seen this happen to one or more of the people that I follow on YouTube as well. As I said before, the safety and security of myself and everyone else is a huge concern of mine. Believe it or not, like I keep saying before, in this video here, I have actually had this happen to me. I fell victim to somebody who is actually attempting to give out my personal information online. And like I said before, this was when I had a different channel, and this one had less than 50 subscribers on that channel. Someone not only tried giving out my address online, but they actually searched Google Maps and found a picture that the Google Maps car had taken in the past. I wish I could make something up like this, but I can't. At the time, I was able to play off that they found me, and I didn't bring any attention to it online. Even though I did try and report it. And the reason I didn't bring it up online is because I wasn't sure of whether this would help the situation or exacerbate what was happening. I was thinking more about my own privacy, and I did not want anyone sharing any more personal information about me than they already did. I still do not want anyone sharing any personal information that I haven't already shared. At the time, I also made an attempt to reach out to YouTube and let them know what was happening, but I got no response from them whatsoever, no matter how much of a stink I made about what happened. At the time, I wasn't making anyone any money. I wasn't making myself money. I was not making YouTube money. Because I was not making YouTube any money, they didn't respond to me at all back then. At the time, this made me think that YouTube did not care about me or my safety unless I was making them money. Now, I do understand that there are a lot of people out there who use YouTube and that they cannot respond to every person who has a complaint. But that just makes it much more pertinent that they do set up a forum where people can fill out what's happening to them, and it'll send that form off to the right people. And that they have departments set up to handle things like doxing or spam or whatever. The main reason I haven't talked about this in the past is because I was not sure how to talk about what happened. I have been trying to find a way to talk about this on this channel, and this gave me a chance at least to mention that it happened to me. Doxing is a major issue, and it should not matter whether a person lives in the public eye or not. I want to repeat that a person's house should be private unless that person wants their house given out. I also want to clarify that I made this video in order to give my opinion on the topic, not to give more information about the topic. The only reason I gave information about what happened is because it led into my opinion. Because of this, I'm not giving out much more information in this video about what happened. Also, I do want to say that I've also had another person come to me and make threats to me, though it was outside of social media. This person was someone who they glorified a person who wound up doing a mass shooting in an office near where I worked at the time. And the person shot up the office because the woman he was dating at the time broke up with him. The dude that made this threat toward me kept showing up at my place of residence uninvited, late at night, and threatened me because I put my foot down and called the police when he wouldn't leave. All I did was I told him, hey, I work at 6 a.m. the next morning, when he showed up at my, where I was living late at night. And I started work at 6, which means I had to be up and out the door earlier than 6. My rights to my own safety and my own security are more important than another person's feelings in this situation. Because I have gone through similar situations in the past, I am currently standing with JacksFilms in this situation with what I know. I wish that other people saw people's safety and security regarding this as something to be respected. If that were the case, we wouldn't have YouTube's victim blaming and non-reaction about what happened. If that were the case, I wouldn't be talking about this situation as often as I am. And I wouldn't be talking about it in this much detail. If that were the case, other people would not be talking about YouTube's non-reaction about this situation. Of course, YouTube's non-reaction about this is what caused as much of a discourse about this situation as it did. I know that I generally try to present myself in my videos as generally an open person here on YouTube. But having said that, I do try to be a private person in the rest of my life. I'm trying to find a happy medium between the two. Meaning, sharing enough stuff online where I'm still a private person, but I still am public and outgoing. If that makes any sense. Having said that, there are a few things that I will not share with others online, and my address is one of those things that I do not give out online. And the reason I do not give out my address is because I do not want people showing up where I live and either harassing me or making threats against me. It's happened to me, it's happened to JacksFilms, and it's happened to other people online as well. It is something that's a huge problem, and it is one that I'm actively attempting to avoid, even if I'm making videos for YouTube. I just want to say that if anyone does make an attempt to give out my address in the comments or over Discord, that person will have their comment removed and they will be banned, even if you joke around about it. I will be managing the comments section of my YouTube video and my Discord fairly rigorously when it comes to this, because safety and security are my biggest concerns when it comes to my YouTube channel and my Discord. Now, as I said before, I've already made a video about this topic. Both that video and this video took me about 3 hours each to write, give or take. But each script took several days to write as well, because I only found a limited amount of information spread out over several videos and over, you know, this, that, and the other. This is in addition to the other 2 channels that I run as well. If you do want to check all of them out, the links to all my channels are in the video description. Also, I want to say that I do have a Discord link in my video description as well. If there's any other information that you want to share about this topic, feel free to either let me know in the comment section or over on my Discord. I may even make another video about this topic as well. The more information that you have to give about this topic, the better. I really do look forward to hearing from you, both in the comments section of this video and over on my Discord. Now, if you noticed, I'm not asking you to subscribe. If you do, that's great. Just keep in mind that I normally do not make response videos like this, nor do I normally make videos where I talk about online drama or personal drama, whatever this is classified as. Going back to why I'm not asking you to subscribe. The reason I'm not asking you to subscribe is because I would much rather use this video to bring awareness to something that is a serious issue. And people are obviously getting away with it. I have been working on this script for a while in an attempt to make sure that I say the right thing. Regardless of who is at fault here, doxing is something that is not okay, regardless of whether or not it is against the terms of any specific website or app, and regardless of whether it is against the law or not. Doxing is an invasion of a person's privacy. In my opinion, regardless of whether it is an opinion that should be taken seriously or not, doxing has no justification, especially when a person uses doxing as a way to generate online drama and as a way to drive threats forward. What SssniperWolf did is beyond creepy. I want to say that I do see a very large issue with what SssniperWolf did to cause this situation. From what I saw, JacksFilms' wife's reaction was understandable, but JacksFilms handled the entire situation as a whole, even after his wife's reaction, in a very respectable way. Like I keep saying, if you want to talk about this in more detail, I will leave the comments section of this video open for as long as I can. And I do have a channel open specifically for the conversation about topics in this video. I do wish to make more videos based on the topics people talk about in my Discord channel. Feel free to talk about what's been happening either in the comments section of this video or over on my Discord.